Maneva na say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
This PENDREAM TV, your only authentic source of political news and latest updates. Please, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe if you don't want to mix any latest news or updates going around the world. Please do subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be the first to hear and broadcast what is happening around the globe as well. Like and also share to other members. Comment after watching. Or you can send your suggestion through our WhatsApp number, which is 0277128777. Thank you.
Welcome back to Talk Time. And as I indicated from the very beginning, we're going to be looking at this leaked tape involving the Attorney General and an accused person, the full implications. What does it mean? Should he stay in office? Should he go home? And all of that. And it is my pleasure to introduce my very good but lost friend, Honorable Baba Jamal, private legal practitioner and former member of Parliament. So you're welcome.
Thank you. Because I'm not lost too. You are the one who is not looking for me.
Okay, I'll start looking for you. But sir, what is the worry of your political party with regards to this leaked tape?
Because see, let me first say that it's not only our political party. It must be a source of worry for especially the legal fraternity and also Ghanaians at large. Because you see, the judiciary generally is the last resort when it comes to holding the democracy or holding the fabric of society. That becomes the last resort. And that's why anything that affects the judiciary affects the entire country. If we look at the history of this country, the only institution that always remains, even when there are coup d'etats, is the judiciary. So it is because of the essential role they play in society. And so when it comes to a person who is selected as the Attorney General, the Attorney General is not only an appointee of government, he automatically becomes the leader of the bar. So whoever is a lawyer in this country, whether you belong to a political party or whoever you are, your leader, who must hold the flagship of justice, is the Attorney General. So where the Attorney General is found in a situation which is contrary to his position as the Attorney General and the person who is supposed to hold the balance of justice in this country, then it should be a source of worry to everybody, not only our political party. And that's why some of us who are not only politicians but also lawyers are most worried that the legal fraternity or the respect that the bar holds is really in danger if what has been seems to be happening and almost being true, because so far all the attempt to debunk what the NDC has put into the system has not been that successful, because nobody is denying the fact that the Attorney General has spoken to an accused person who is represented, and by our rules and the etiquette of this profession, not only the Attorney General, even a common lawyer has no right to communicate to an accused person or even somebody on the other side who is represented directly, and more so when you are trying to convince the person to go and lie to the court. It must be a source of worry to all of us.
Is there evidence that the Attorney General sought to persuade the accused person to lie?
Because see, what we have all heard so far is the tape, a conversation that is likely the voice of the Attorney General and Mr. Richard Jagba, who is the third accused person in that case. Now, if you listen to the voice suggests that, or in fact is clear, that Godfred Dame, who is the Attorney General of this country, is one, trying to convince Mr. Jakpa to go and give evidence that will go against the first accused person, which has 247. He even went ahead to suggest to him to go and take a fake medical report to come and tell the court, to come and deceive the court. And you see, when you look at especially Act 29, 213, 214 about evidence, fabrication of evidence, it's clearly an unprofessional act for the Attorney General to do what he did. So the evidence before us so far, and looking at the attempt by the Ministry of Attorney General Department to debunk it, nobody has told us, or nobody has been able to tell us that there has not been a conversation between a third party. And by the ethics of our profession, you are not supposed to do that. Even any ordinary lawyer, let alone the Attorney General, who is the leader of the bar. Now, what they are saying, when we listen to the press conference by the MPP, what they are saying is that the tape is doctored. You cannot doctor something that is not there. So that means they accept that there has been a conversation, but it has been doctored. The mere fact of even talking to the accused person is a crime enough. Let alone to now try to justify that he doctored it and whatnot. So far what has unfolded before all of us, I think that there seems to be some evidence to suggest some unprofessional act on the part of the Attorney General. So far we have not heard from him personally. It is the institution, it is his party, and all the attempts to debunk it, say it is not, Jakpa as at the time was not represented, which has come out that he was represented as at the time, and that they may even trying to rope in a justice of the Supreme Court, which also itself has its own life. If we are to follow that trend, it has its own life, because it also now come into question why that meeting. Do you understand? So for now, I would say that at least what we say in law, that there is a prima facie case on the table to suggest that the Attorney General has acted unprofessionally.
Do you realize that the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress are talking about different tapes?
I am even wondering, because when the NDC had its press conference, now NDC in the press conference stated clearly that they have a 60-minute tape, and it is a conversation between Jakpa and the Attorney General. Now the MPP comes and says that it's supposed to be a 26-minute tape, and that the NDC have taken whatever, and also trying to create the impression that the meeting at the Justice of the Supreme Court is a coincidental something, that he was there. But when you listen to the conversation properly, this is a conversation between two persons directly. One trying to convince the other to go and lie. Actually, that's the plain word. To go and lie against what? The other also trying to bring to the fore that it will be dishonest and it will haunt his conscience if he should do that. So that tape ahead, we have not heard any tape come from the MPP yet. I don't think you have heard any tape coming from them yet. So they are talking about a different situation. Whatever it is, if they are referring to, they were trying to refer to the meeting at my law's house, which is not the tape we are talking about. We are talking about a telephone conversation between the two. So I think that we are talking about two different scenarios. But what is of concern is what has been played, heard by everybody, which has not yet been denied. Because you see, when you go to court, that's what they will first ask you, whether guilty or not guilty. And you have to be clear whether I am guilty or not guilty. Because if you say I am not guilty, then it means that you are preparing to defend it. But the moment you say guilty, it's implicit that you are going, or a sentence will be passed. In this situation, nobody is saying that. I think that I would liken the situation to what people say in court, that guilty with explanation. You see, they are saying that there was some compensation, but there is an explanation. It has been doctored. But
they are saying that that conversation took place at the private residence of a Supreme Court judge.
But that's not the tape that we are listening.
So you're talking about two different
exactly. That's what I'm saying, that they are giving a rendition of a different scenario. And this tape is talking about a different situation. This tape is purely a two-way conversation between two persons. And one is our Attorney General, who is impressing on an accused person. In the first place, no lawyer has the right by the ethics to talk to an accused person who is represented. That is the underlying factor. We should all understand that. So whether the tape is doctored or not doctored, the professional aspect of it, crime has been committed by the mere fact of even establishing contact with the accused person. That is one. Now, not even that. Now you go ahead to impress on him to come and lie against an accused. That makes it worse. And more so, another crime that is committed is to impress upon him to fabricate an evidence to a court. That surely think that breaks all the rules of professionalism in the legal fraternity.
But so you also realize that in this particular tape recording, the Attorney General was disadvantaged as against the accused person he was talking to. Because the Attorney General could not tell that he was being recorded. The person in the conversation with the Attorney General knew that it was being recorded, and therefore was more careful with his statements and so on.
Kwesi, if you were the Attorney General and you know that your professional ethics does not allow you to establish contact with an accused person who is on trial and engage him on matters that is before the court, then it is even wrong in the first place to have had any compensation at all.
Agreed.
You understand?
Yes.
So whether advantage or not, and let me also tell you, in the tape, he himself mentioned that it is possible that somebody is recording him. So it means that he was aware that that conversation could have been recorded.
He suspected. He wasn't aware.
And no, why I'm saying he okay, let me put it this way, that he may be aware. Because for him,
he could only suspect.
Because for him, he is the one who brought up that look, this is a telephone conversation. Somebody may be recording us. Do you understand? So it means that he has come to the realization that it is that possibility.
Yeah.
But he should have been aware, as a lawyer in the first place, who is supposed to conform with the ethics of the fraternity, to know that I'm not supposed to talk to this person. For example, if there had been a tape that came out and the person is saying that, oh, hello, this is a Jakpa, I want to talk to you. Jakpa, you don't need to call me. It is against my profession. Don't do that again. What will you think? That would have given the Attorney General some peck, some pedigree in terms of his integrity. But where you engage with a person for over 15 minutes and you speak about several matters and clearly impressing upon the person to do the wrong thing, that is unprofessional. You should have known better. Do you understand? Because you see, you should have known from the very onset that I need not talk to this man.
But it was obvious from the recording that the two of them had been speaking for a long time.
That is why the NDC is saying that there are series of conversations. They have made it clear that this is not the only tape. There have been series of conversations.
So how many tapes does the NDC
I can't tell now, but at least I know there is another one. But I can't tell. Do you understand?
That's one.
That is one. Another. That's what I am aware. That there's another one. Which maybe as the conversation develops, it may come to the light of the public. Do you understand? But what is important here is that so far what have even come before the public is damning enough. Do you understand? And you see, if it is an ordinary lawyer who did this, I'm sure you would have been dragged before the General Legal Council by now. And this can result in him being debarred or taken out of the list of lawyers. Do you understand? And that is why some of us are even surprised that our own organization, the Ghana Bar Association, is not talking. Do you understand? Because I expected them to have issued some, even if it is an interim statement, to issue some expressing worry about what has happened. Because we, the Ghana Bar Association, all lawyers, must be worried about what has happened. Because I am saying that the mere fact that it has not been debunked, that there was a conversation between the Attorney General and the accused person, is worrying enough. And I think that every lawyer, and especially the Ghana Bar Association, must be worried about this.
Well, viewers, we're going to go for a short break, and when we come back, we would like to invite Honorable Baba Jamal to speak to the responsibilities of the Ghana Bar Association in this matter. Short break. Welcome back to Talk Time, and we are in conversation with the Honorable Baba Jamal, private legal practitioner, former member of Parliament. You insist that the Ghana Bar Association ought to be making a statement.
Obviously.
Why?
Obviously. You see, the Ghana Bar Association is one of the, I should say, constitutionally recognized institution in this country. It's one of the organizations that has been around for a long time, and it is not only to champion the cause of lawyers. In fact, the Ghana Bar Association is supposed to champion the cause of society. It has that responsibility, and it has been doing that for some time. We know how the rules Ghana Bar Association has played in the development of democracy, in protection of human rights and all this in this country. So when an issue like this, which affects directly the interests of the bar, the interests of the judiciary, the interests of the legal system, the last thing I expect from the Ghana Bar Association is to be silent. This thing has been running for about a week now or more, and no statement, official statement from any member of the Ghana Bar Association. The Ghana Bar Association should be championing this cause to know the veracity of this matter, to authenticate whether this thing really happened or not. But to keep quiet up to now is to be reneging on their responsibility as one of the cardinal policemen of our society in terms of safeguarding our democracy, in terms of safeguarding our judicial system and our human rights. I think that I am a bit disappointed that up to now, nothing like this have been heard from the Ghana Bar Association.
But you are a member of the Ghana Bar Association.
Yes.
What have you done to get your association to take the appropriate measures?
You see, Kwesi, when it comes to the organization of Ghana Bar Association, we are all members, yes. And then we have our leadership who deal with matters as they come up from the feedback of our own members. So I'm sure a lot of our members have expressed their view. And like I'm doing here, expressing my view that I expect them to do something. Do you understand? That's the extent to which some of us, especially in our position as known members of a political party, do you understand? You wouldn't want to see me championing a fight for the Ghana Bar Association to go and castigate somebody. But I expect that the Ghana Bar Association, which is supposed to be a neutral organization, which is supposed to know the what, I mean, we all know what will affect the legal fraternity if it happens, and this is one of them. We have heard them on several occasions. We have heard them even on individuals who are supposed to have made statements that affect the judiciary. Do you understand? So why not the leader of the bar? That is our own leader. If this thing affects him, whether it is true or not, but it's a worrying situation, which we need to hear them. Do you understand? I'm not saying they should come and vilify him or castigate. No, I'm saying that their voice must be heard. That what is happening is not in the interest of this country. It's not in the interest of the legal system. It will affect the fabric of society, because when law breaks down, everything breaks down. And that is why I am worried. So it's not as if we are talking in within. But it is important we also express our opinion that, look, what is happening is not right. And now I expect other organizations, civil society, not only Ghana Bar Association, other civil societies, I've heard some anyway, other civil societies to come out strongly to want to this thing to be investigated. It's not like to leave it there at just talking level. NDC as a party has done its own as a political organization. MPP as a political organization has also expressed their view. But what is the middle line? What is the truth of it? Are we going to leave it to go as any other conversation that has come by and gone? It is important that we investigate this matter, because this is the first time an Attorney General has been caught in this corner of unprofessional conduct. It is in our interest to use it, because this is a precedent. And you know how the legal system cherishes precedents. Do you understand? So this is going to serve as a precedent. How are we reacting to it? Are we going to let it go? No, something must be done to establish the truth about this matter.
The Bar Association is supposed to be representing you and other lawyers.
Yes.
So if it fails to represent you, what is open to you and the other members?
Yes, other members, it's true. They don't, see, I always want to see the Bar Association in a broader light. The Bar Association, if you read our constitution and other rules, it's not only to champion the cause of lawyers. In fact, it is supposed to champion the cause of society because of their unique role they are supposed to play in society. You know, when you go into even our traditional system, the person who is the custodian of law is cherished. Do you understand? Because they are the one who hold the balance. And that's why if they fail to do anything, well, like I said, some of us will express our views. I know that there are other lawyers who are also getting together to organize or express their views in several ways, because the rules allow us to also express our views in different ways to ensure that justice is realized in society. So I want to believe that this case will not die like that. Whether Bar Association speaks or not, there will be other conversations around it to ensure that justice is realized.
Your party, National Democratic Congress, has called for the resignation or dismissal of the Attorney General, whilst at the same time calling for investigations. Are the two positions, how do the two positions gel?
Because you are aware that
if there's no investigation, why resignation, why dismissal?
Because you are aware that it's not only our party who is calling for his resignation. A lot of people, notably the former director of the law school, who has also called for his immediate resignation. Because you see, it's just like you are in an organization and some premier facie case is established against you. The right thing to do is to step aside, to some interdiction, then investigation can go on. In this case, in political positions, normally there are no interdictions. Do you understand? It is either you are in there or you are out. So that's why the party is asking for him to step aside. Allow the investigations to be done to ensure or to establish what actually happened. Definitely, if he is in position, he will interfere with the investigation. And this is one of the bases why even criminals, when they are hauled before the criminal court, they are refused bail if they have the capacity to interfere with the investigation. And the essence of interdiction is to allow for a neutral investigation. And I think that is why we are calling for that. So it is important that he steps aside, so that, like I'm saying, this is one of its kind, that the leader of the bar has been caught in such an unprofessional conduct. I don't think it should even stay at that if it is established that there's a prima facie case against him, because he has to go to the General Legal Council, because he is a member of the bar, and his conduct must also is subject to the General Legal Council.
He's also a member of the General Legal Council.
No, but it does not mean that if he's a member, he cannot be investigated. Definitely. When you are a member of the board and your matter is going to be discussed, what you do is that you recruit yourself. And then justice is allowed to prevail. So I think that he shouldn't just stay there. You see, the moment he's a member of the General Legal Council by virtue of the fact that he's the Attorney General. Today, if he's no more Attorney General, he ceases to be a member of the General Legal Council. Do you understand? So it is important that he steps aside or be made to step aside by the appointing authority, so that we can have a neutral, fair ground of investigation. You see, I don't want to pronounce him guilty absolute now. Do you understand? Like I said earlier, we've not heard from his own mouth. I am only saying that a prima facie case has been established. So maybe by the principle of ordre partem, he needs to also be given an opportunity to express his views.
But he's had the opportunity.
No,
his spokespersons have been speaking.
No, the spokesperson is not like him. The spokesperson is not like him. Because as we talk now, it's the institution, the ministry who has spoken, and his party who has spoken, and some individuals speaking for him. But he is still the Attorney General. Do you understand? Officially, he has not made his personal position. Because you see, what people need to differentiate is that this problem or the issue we are talking about is not about the Attorney General Department. It's about an individual who has got himself into this thing that we are talking about. So it's about him. He is the one. Because you see, when you go to the Attorney General Department, they have a lot other state attorneys who handle matters. All of us as lawyers have had the opportunity to deal with state attorneys on different sides, speaking and all those things. It's there. But why he has elected to prosecute the case himself, then, you see, if he was not even the prosecutor on the matter, that might have made it a bit even less bad. But where you are the one prosecuting the matter, and when you look at the genesis of the matter, you rise in court when an accused person is in the box. You rise in the court to accuse the accused person, that he is there to defend the interest of the first accused person, Atufosin. And that is what provoked the accused person to also reply to reveal what you have been trying to tell him, to lie on him. So you see how it started. So Japa was in the box. Then you, as the Attorney General, get up and say, look, we are trying to give evidence in favor of the Atufosin. Then he said, look, you have even been meeting me at all times and talking to me to lie on him. So he was accused in the court. But there's something in law that is that when you want to object, you object timeously. You don't object when the time is past. So when you are accused and you are present, even if you don't have the evidence there, you need to raise an objection. Then after the objection, you can now even pray the court to say that I'll bring the evidence later. But where you keep quiet, you didn't say anything. The guy says that, look, I want to go on record. In court, when you say you want to go on record, it means that you want it to be evidenced. So when I'm talking to you in court and I say, look, I want to go on evidence, I want to go on record, then the Attorney General in court should have also said, look, my lord, I also object to what he has said. I will see maybe at the appropriate time produce this. But when you keep quiet, it means that what silence means some consent. You understand? But I will still want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that, look, can we say he comes and can also provide contrary evidence? Because what is happening now is Jakpa against him, NDC against MPP. They are making running commentary, but the actual problem is between him to come and debunk. That's why I'm saying that once a primary facie case has been established, then it is important that this matter is gone into, and I don't think that it will be right for him to stay in position whilst we do what, whilst the investigation goes on. No.
You see, the New Patriotic Party, the Attorney General himself and his spokespersons assumed that the tape recording which was going to be made available to the public was from the meeting in the Supreme Court judge's house. They assumed that.
Yes.
In that meeting, there were only 3 people.
Yes.
Attorney General, Richard Jakpa, and the Supreme Court judge.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if all the newspapers, all the spokespersons and so on, are quoting dependable sources, what is that dependable source?
You see,
obviously, Richard Jakpa would not make statements to implicate himself. The Supreme Court judge would not make statements which are incriminating and would point to the fact that he entrapped the Attorney General. So who is left?
You see, that's why I'm saying that. From the audio played by the NDC, the NDC made it clear, and it is in black and white, that this is a telephone conversation.
Sure.
So it cannot be a recording from a meeting.
I know that.
No,
I'm saying that those who are speaking
I'm going
can
there.
only be speaking on behalf of the Attorney General.
Yeah, I'm going there.
The only person who can profit from the messages which are coming out
From their side.
and he's the only person who can be the source of that message.
Of that message. That's what I'm saying that. So the tape played by the NDC is obviously a telephone conversation, but not a recording from a meeting. And that's why you can hear the two-way conversation. Now, I think that the MPP or vicariously the Attorney General is trying to muddy the waters. By trying to, because you see, the first time we heard the justice name, Justice Unicolende, was from the MPP youth organizer.
No,
national organizer, Nanabi. The first time we heard his name was that. Because in all the conversation that the NDC was giving out, they never mentioned any meeting. They have never referred to that any meeting with that particular tape. Now, Nanabi is the one who came up with that. And then it is echoed by the MPP communicators. And always trying to push the conversation to what happened in the Justice House. But what we are having now is a telephone conversation. So let's make the two scenarios clear. If they are trying to muddy the waters, trying to draw people from the reality to an assumed position, that will not be tenable. What we are saying is that, or what the NDC is clearly saying, is that there is a telephone conversation. There have been other meetings anyway. You see, even Jakpa in his statement, he said that you have called me on odd hours and we have met several times. So it means that there were meetings and there were telephone conversations. NDC is dealing with telephone conversation. MPP is trying to drag the mind of the people to the meeting at that's evident from the meeting of the justice and the two people. There has not been any record from there.
Not yet.
Not yet. We don't have any recordings from there. We don't know what transpired there. So even trying to suggest that the justice invited his cousin to try to see how those are not all supposed to come up now. Let's deal with the telephone conversation where the Attorney General is heard making those scandalous statements. In fact, criminal, because if I, by law, if I impress upon you to go and lie to the court, it's criminal. If I impress upon you to fabricate evidence, it is criminal. So those criminal statements made in the tape is what we should be dealing with now, but not some meeting with the justice. That's why I think that the justice has not even spoken yet, because no evidence has come out of their meetings yet to implicate him. People are just mentioning his name. And that name was coming from the MPP when they were trying to justify what has happened. And then they even go ahead, and you see, sadly, go ahead to even leak official documents, like the plea bargaining thing that they put in the system. Plea bargaining is a law. It's a law that is established in this country and has been in operation. And a lot of people have benefited from it. All lawyers know, or a lot of lawyers have had the opportunity to deal with that law. You understand? Now, it has a process. The process is first to write to the Attorney General that, like, I want to start plea bargaining. Attorney General will reply to you. You give proposals. Attorney General, if they are okay, will say yes. If they are not okay, will write back to say no, there's no proposals. It's even possible they will invite you to sit down and you discuss it. These are all in the law, and people have taken advantage of it. So if you look at the letter that, this is what I said somewhere, and somebody was misunderstood me and said that when you say plea bargaining, it means that necessarily you are guilty.
How? No.
I say no. If you say plea bargaining, you are not necessarily guilty. The object of that law is to shorten trials, is to make it less expensive,
both for the accused person
and for the state.
Yes.
So, if you look at the letters that the lawyers of Jamal wrote, or the company wrote, the company obviously is saying that, look, by keeping us in court, it will affect our integrity as a business entity. So we want to cut it short. We are prepared to pay your money that you say you have lost. Give us back our ambulances. We go away and everybody is safe. It does not necessarily imply that somebody is guilty. Do you understand? But it is somebody who genuinely want to take advantage of the law and ensure that we all save ourselves. Because all these things we are doing in court, the state is losing money. The accused persons are losing money, wasting time, and all those things. So it is a law that they sought to take advantage of. It has nothing to do with the conversation we are having. The conversation we are having is about the professional misconduct of an individual who has been appointed as the Attorney General. And that's where everybody should revert his mind to. This meeting at the Justice House and all this, there are not the issues on board. The question is, did Godfrey Odame speak to Jamal? And is it true that he had these conversations with him? If he did, that establishes a prima facie evidence against him for unprofessional conduct. Let him come and debunk that.
Honorable, I've also seen some WhatsApp messages. Did your party release them?
I've seen it people throwing out, and that's where they are referring to as the 26 minutes tip and all those things. And they have also not revealed their mind to the statement that was released by the official statement by the national chairman. The official statement by the national chairman makes it clear. This is one of the tapes. So it means that whatever 26-minute tape they are talking about, it's possible that it may even exist somewhere. Do you understand? But this one, they refer to particularly, they said that it's 16-minute tape. So that 26 minutes we're talking on the WhatsApp message that was come out or whatever. What is important is, if a tape has been played, because if there's somebody made an allegations against you, what is the right thing to do? Is to also prepare yourself and defend yourself. And even if what they have said is wrong, go ahead and sue them. Do you understand? For, defaming you or libellously accusing you. So if we were talking about evidence, a political party has displayed an evidence, whether WhatsApp, whether tape, or whatever. It is for the other side to also come out with convincing debunking what has happened. But so far, I don't think that they've been able to do that. I don't think that the MPP has been able to do. But in any case, I'm not even looking at the MPP. I'm looking at Godfred Dame. I'm looking at because the ministry is not only him, even though he's the head. They are very genuine, professional state attorneys and lawyers who are doing their work in that ministry. I am sure that some of the state attorneys, if any of them has been asked to do what the government did, the person will say, no, this will be unprofessional. So that is why maybe he took it upon himself to do it himself. So it is a personal crime committed, and that's why we need to deal with him personally. You know, in criminal matters, nobody can stand in for a criminal. You cannot go to court and say, I'm representing a criminal. Even though we see some in court, then the judge will say, look, where is he? It is not a civil matter. In civil matters, anybody at all can stand for you. But when it comes to criminal matters or personal matters, that should be dealt on that level. So I think that it is for now. One, I expect that the Ghana Bar Association will speak. Two, I expect that the government, the appointing authority, must come out with some statement to cool the tempers of the society. I expect that Godfred Dame himself will come out and say things. Because you see, Godfred Dame is not somebody who is a quiet type. Because you know him. He's somebody who can stand up for himself. So why is it different this time? When the issue about the chief imam and whatever came out, what did he do? He came out himself. He even went to the chief imam's place to show that that is what the true representation of the case. So why this time? Why is he not coming out personally to explain? He has the whole media of the country at his disposal. Why not come out and say, look, this is all better still. Go to court and cleanse himself of this criminal conduct.
We are going to...
You pay only after the goods have been delivered, because that is also the contract, not so.
Yes, but then the financial instrument for the project is an irrevocable letter of credit. So
Good.
So that credit letter has already been sent.
Hold on, no problem. But in my view, that letter of credit area, the contract requires that you pay by letters of credit, not so.
Yes, in addition, we should establish it upon the sign of the contract. So already you have paid.
Upon the signing of the contract for every 50 ambulance.
Yes. Upon the signing of the contract for every 50 ambulance, since there was no advance mobilization, advance payment, that LC was a security that you have to establish ahead.
No problem. It's on the contract for every 50 ambulance. It is the contract for every 50 ambulance.
Pardon?
It is the contract for... I'm saying upon the signing of the contract for every 50 ambulance.
Yes.
It is a contract for every 50 ambulance.
The contract is for 200 ambulances in tranches of 50.
Good, hold on. So that contract for 50 ambulance is different from this one?
No. The contract is one contract for 200 ambulances, which has been broken down within the contract for every few. You establish LC for every 50 tranche. So you have 4 LCs for the 200 ambulances.
No, that part I disagree with you. But if you look at the terms of the contract, it's quite clear. And it should not be difficult for you to accept, because really it doesn't put you in any problem at all. That does not put you into any difficulty. And you know the Minister of Health, the Minister of Finance. So for me, if you accept that, then it doesn't put you in any difficulty.
See, the problem I have in accepting that for you, is that in there are letters that confirm that, both from government and from our principal, that is for every 50 ambulances. That confirms that. And I'll be tendering those letters in. So I cannot go against what the letters say and the contract say, because I was the agent at that time.
Hold on.
Japan Business was the agent.
Hold on. LCs on site. Payment shall be in euros. First, if we said there shall be no advance payment.
Yes.
What does advance payment mean?
What it means is that you are not the supplier was not going to be paid any cash, any money for him to use in procuring all the accessories and everything to manufacture. So the manufacturer will use his own money to buy the ambulance vans, all the accessories from across the globe, with the security from government being the LC. And the LC has conditions precedent.
Hold on. Yes, advance payment don't mean paying in advance of the delivery of the goods.
They said no advance payment.
Yes, advance payment means that you are paying before the goods are delivered to you.
No, they said no advance payment. Not that there's advance payment. Yes. No advance. Mean that you will not pay.
Yes, until the goods are delivered to you. Also.
Yes.
Yeah, so until the goods are delivered, you don't pay at all.
You don't pay.
Also. So, and then also it goes ahead to say that payment shall be in a free manner. LCs on site of goods. In fact, what is it, even LC on site of goods? What does it mean?
What LC on site of goods means is that when you ship the documents, when you ship the goods, when you ship the goods from your port of origin, the bill of lading of the goods is what you use as
LC on site of goods means when the goods have been shipped.
They have been shipped.
Not when the goods have been delivered in Ghana.
No, when the goods have been shipped. Because you have gone to do pre-shipment. So what I'm trying to explain is that so you use the bill of lading. You use a bill of lading. You use a bill of lading.
You establish the LCs after pre-shipment inspection. That one. No dispute about that.
No, the LC is established as soon as you sign the contract. You establish the LC, and that becomes the security comfort for the supplier to invest his money.
It says LCs on site of goods are reserved upon the signing of the contract.
Yes.
For every 50 ambulances.
Yes.
Yes. Which contract is this? It's not a contract for every 50 ambulances. So in under this main contract, this was like the main contract.
The main contract and LC for every 50 of the 200. So the contract is not saying that government should establish one LC which is 15.8 million euros for the whole 200 at a go. No. Government has a bulk contract of 15.8 million euros. Now, this contract will become, the ambulance will be coming in tranches of 50 ambulances. So you establish your LC for the 50. When that 50 have been delivered and everything sorted out and handed over, another LC is established for another subsequent 50 until you finish all the 200. That is what the contract says. So the LC that was established.
Even then, hold on. I don't agree with your explanation. But even then, this your explanation. That's not what happened in this case.
Okay, what happened?
Yeah, that's not what happened. Yes, because the LC was established even before pre-shipment inspection.
Yes.
Also,
yes.
There was no pre-shipment inspection. So, so it means there was no basis for the LC to be established in the first place.
No.
That's really not your problem anyway.
Right, that place, in that particular place, you are getting it wrong. If you may have patience for me to explain to you. No. You are getting it wrong there because when you establish LC, the LC had conditions precedent for it to be honored. And the condition precedent states that you can only cash the LC when you present shipping documents, which is bill of lading, to the Ghana International Bank of the buyer before the LC can be honored. So even though the LC was established upon the signing of the contract, was supposed to be established upon the signing of the contract, it cannot be cashed or honored. It becomes a form of security for the supplier to invest his own money. And when he ships the ambulances, he can then send a bill of lading to your bankers, to then honor the LC, because that is a condition precedent.
But in any case, in this case, even the LC was actually cashed. Everything. That payment was actually made before the goods were shipped.
No.
The goods got to Ghana.
No.
Oh, yeah.
he couldn't have the supply. There is no way under the sun he could have cashed the LC before the shipping document, which were condition precedent, was presented to Ghana International Bank. Even when he presented the documents to Ghana International Bank refused to honor the LC, raising issues of discrepancy, which came back to Bank of Ghana, which later went to the Ministry of Health, and then Animana authorized Bank of Ghana through Ministry of Finance to pay because they had sorted out the discrepancies with Big C. That time, around this time, or the ambulances had already arrived in Ghana. You are not privy to this one, I'm telling you.
In my view, if we agree to this theory, it's so simple, the theory of the case.
Not agree to the way you want to go, the way you want to go about it.
So let's agree. Let's describe it that way. Let's describe it that way. Do you want to go about it?
Okay,
if you
fine.
agree to it this way, for me, it makes it simple.
Yes, it will make
it doesn't also involve. It doesn't involve any difficulty for you.
Yes, I agree. I understand your point. It doesn't.
When you say there's no advancement, yes. When you say there's no advancement, ordinarily meaning in Ghana that you don't pay until you get your goods. Now the contract here, even the clear terms, unless maybe you guys did not draft the contract, it says LCs on site of goods shall be established upon the signing of the contract for every future.
No, the contract was drafted by government. It was done by government.
Oh, yes.
And it was an AG department perused the contract and approved the contract for government.
It is not a problem whether they approve it. Every contract is actually approved before later when they implement it, then problems.
You see, what the difficulty I have with your position is that, you see, frankly speaking, fine, as you are saying, if I agree to your position, how you want to go about it and how you want me to go about my answering questions and things, if I go by that way, frankly speaking, I'll be dishonest, because I know that is not how it's supposed to be, and I'll be dishonest in such a way that I'll be assisting for someone I know is completely innocent about this. For example, Atu Forsen, to be jailed because I knew something was wrong, was not the way, and I decided to keep quiet and to answer the question in a way that will make your case better for you to jail him. I'll be battling with my conscience. That is the problem I'm having. Anytime you bring up this issue with Yoni Kulendi, when I went to Yoni Kulendi's place, anytime you bring this issue, that is my problem I'm having. Because me, for example, I am in this case because I'm innocent and I'm going through ordeal. So I'm looking at another person also going to go through ordeal, and through me, because I know the truth and I decide not to say it because I want to help the AG make his case. And I ask myself, what is my interest in it?
I'm not asking you to really help me. I'm just going by the top. Anyway, so that's fine. So this one was even just by the way.
I hope you get my difficulty.
It's on the phone. I don't even know that.
Oh no. Don't worry about that one. My issue I'm talking about. Oh no, you and I will be meeting. You'll be meeting me at my cousin's place, and you've been bringing this issue up several times. And I keep telling you that I can't do that because it doesn't sit well with me.
Look at the terms of contract. The terms of contract are simple. And it's on site shall be established upon the sign of the contract for every future ambulance.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah.
It's for every. So when you see the hand for every 50 ambulance, means that it's not only the 50.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
For every. It means that it is not only 50.
All right.
Mean that there are a lot of 50s that will be following. So that is what I was trying to explain to you. So frankly speaking, the LC that was established was as a security for the supplier to invest his own money, since there's no advance.
Yes, it is the same that was used to pay. Because LC was the means of payment and the agreement.
Yes. When the conditions precedents are met.
Which is what? That is good that he has some documents.
That he has the bill of ladings, the ambulance have been shipped, and the bill of ladings are presented. That is when you can catch the LC. So until you ship the ambulances, you can't catch the ambulance. You can't catch the LC.
It was done in this case also.
Yes, in this case, yes. When he shipped the ambulances, He then presented their documents to Ghana International Bank, and then Ghana International Bank refused to honor the LC and raised issues of discrepancies, which was later cleared by Animana at the Ministry of Health for payment to proceed. And that is how he was paid. So, in frankly speaking, if there's somebody who authorized this payment to go on, even though in Ghana International Bank raised issues of discrepancies, it's Animana. He was authorizing those payments.
But you quote when you heard the Bank of Ghana officials and the Minister of officials and even Tepe say that no payment can go on except with Minister of Finance authorization. There's no way Minister of Health was in fact Minister of Health actually even their letter they said no, they should go ahead and produce ambulances.
After that letter that Sheraite wrote that they should suspend production and those things was contrary to the terms of the contract, and that letter went to the office, the AG's office, and the AG debunked that letter and wrote his legal opinion and told her that they should proceed. So AG, that letter had been destroyed by your department, by your ministry. So that letter is of no value. It is the AG's legal opinion that overrode that letter, and Ministry of Finance had to implement the AG's opinion.
Yeah, and by the AG's legal opinion, the terms of the contract were honored.
Yes.
Or the terms of the contract were breached.
And because they were already breached, and the AG wanted them to honor it. So that Sheraite's letter that you want to rely on is of no value.
They honor it. Honor the terms of the contract.
The ministry. Yeah, they did. They still didn't honor some part of the contract. They honored the LC part, but when it came to the pre-shipment inspection, they refused to honor that particular part.
Okay.
So they waived their right to go and inspect, and then they turn around and blame people for you not going to inspect to rectify any manufacturing defect that the pre-shipment inspection was meant to kill. So Sheraite, through her negligence and refusal to implement the pre-shipment inspection, created this problem. That's what I was trying to head.
So the reason for that is that that's my timetable for the rest of the.
That means that you are not going to be around.
So, and then even next week, the whole of next week, I'll not be around. If there's a way of, if you will not even finishing next week, I would appreciate.
I'll not finish next week. I don't think I'll be able to finish because the documents are many. So you will surely go and come and meet me.
No,
but that will also depend upon the judge's behavior.
You can bring one medical excuse next week.
Okay. Okay, fine. If you bring a medical excuse next week.
I said you. How can I bring medical excuse?
No, you are saying that I should bring a medical excuse next week.
You can if you want.
But brother, you want this woman to issue bench warrant for me again?
Right. Anyway.
Because you can see that I was really in admission, struggling for my life, and she issued bench warrant for me to be arrested, and my name was put everywhere.
That's right.
Now, if I go and do another one, as you are saying, my brother, this woman will issue another bench warrant for me and destroy the little of my reputation left. She will destroy it.
All right.
No problem. But you will surely go and come and meet me still talking. So don't worry.
No problem. All right.
Okay. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
Welcome back to Talk Time, and we are in conversation with the Honorable Baba Jamal, former Member of Parliament, private legal practitioner. Now, Honorable, you've heard the tape. Your final comments.
You see, what I will say is that, like I said earlier, from the tape, and if I should also juxtapose it with what MPP has done, did not or clearly establishes a premier facie case against the Attorney General, which requires some further investigations into the matter. And if any investigation is to go on, it is professional, or it will be better, it is the right thing to do for him to step aside himself, or whoever appointed him, make him to step aside. It is a scandalous situation that has the tendency of undermining the justice system in the country. It is a situation that every well-meaning Ghanaian must be worried about. We are not, like I say, I have said from very onset, and I won't pronounce final judgment on him. I'm just saying that prima facie case has been established. So it is important that we come to the finality of this matter in the interest of the justice delivery system in this country, in the interest of the country. Otherwise, it only means that all other prosecutions that will go on by the state will be thought to be some hoax or some sort of jokes that people are just using it to persecute people. But that impression must not be made. The state is the state. We have made it clear that we are not in support of forcing to say that you should not prosecute him. No. We are not saying that there must not be prosecution by the state. If there's something wrong, something untoward, it must be prosecuted. But we are against persecution. Do you understand? And from what we have established, it's a clear persecution matter. It's not prosecution again. Because see, if whatever you do, you see, there's a maxim in the law fraternity that says that it's better to allow 1,000 criminals to go than to imprison one innocent person. Do you understand? So if that is true, then it will be bad for a person who has been accused to know that somebody is telling somebody to come and lie on me, and if even finally, even if he's getting his due, it will be under the impression that there was a concoction against him. I want to believe that
under normal circumstances should be a candidate for mistrial.
I think that the lawyers for the accused person, some have filed a mistrial because of the circumstances. And even that makes it worse, that as a result of the unprofessional conduct of the Attorney General, there has been a mistrial. That's why we are saying that there must be an investigation into the matter. The Attorney General must step aside. The President, if he refuses, the President should make him step aside. The President himself must be, as a lawyer, of course, as a lawyer, must be interested in this because he has been an Attorney General before. He must know that as the chief advisor of the state, if this is what you are engaged in, I don't think that you deserve to be there. And that's why we need to give him the benefit of the doubt. There must be further investigation to establish the finality of this matter.
Well, Honorable, thank you very much for coming to the studio. We do hope that you will come again.
Surely.
When we need your explanations and so on, we will definitely call you.
Because I'm always at your service.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, for you out there, viewers, we'd like to say a big thank you to you for watching the show. The show is what it is because you support it, you watch it, and we thank you profusely for watching the show. But it's not just about talk time, it's about Pan-African television. And we bring you the best in everything. Our morning show is excellent. Everything else about the station is excellent. So keep your dial on Pan-African television until we meet you again next week. It's goodbye from George Binet, the producer. Goodbye from Adam Lumo, the director. Goodbye from all of us at Pan-African television.
Thank you for watching. PENDREAM TV really appreciate your time. Please, if you have not yet subscribed, please do so for us. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be the first to receive any latest updates loaded onto the channel. Also like, share and comment on the content posted. Thank you.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.